What's good, my boy?
Another day, man. Let's get into this insecurities. It's definitely important in this day and age. Insecurities is one is when one is uncertain or anxious about oneself. It's a lack of confidence. It's the state of being open, feeling open to danger or threat, a lack of protection. Now, insecurities, not feeling confident about oneself. I believe we all have an insecurity or two or 10. I know I was picked on a lot as a kid. I had a high top fade after it was out of style. I wore the Hawaiian shirts. It was a trend for one summer. I wore it for like 3 years. You know what I'm talking about.
Nah, it wasn't them Hawaiian shirts. Like,
Nah, look.
for the people listening who, because just from the Hawaiian shirts, they might get our age. But you remember them Hawaiian shirts with the little Chinese dragons and different little stuff on it? It was that time period.
Right, right. But when I really got picked on as a kid growing up, um, I had a big forehead, you know. I don't feel like I was ever bullied, but everybody got picked on, and I remember my forehead. I remember a couple times I had little teeth, skin complexion. I didn't talk a lot. I'm trying to think of anything else, but that was mostly adults would always remind me, like, you don't talk, you quiet. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I used to get that a lot too. Like, you very quiet. Why you so quiet? And then, of course, I was big as hell when I was younger, so that was like an insecurity issue. But at a point, it didn't bother me because I figured, okay, shit, I just gotta find my best attributes and enhance that shit. Which I had nice long hair, so a lot of people used to like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially girls. So it's like,
De-
okay, I'm gonna be a big nigga with long hair. You feel
right.
me?
Definitely. We definitely found other ways to adapt and enhance our good features, right?
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's weight, it's a blemish, a rotten tooth, you got an unfortunate type face, you scared of public speaking. There's a lot of things that we can be insecure about. I was one of the few people that was in advanced classes, gifted program, but I was also in special programs to like help me not dropout prevention, extra learning support. And
Mm.
that's two very different contrasts. I remember when I was in eighth grade, I was kind of insecure about being in those courses because my friends would see me walking to the portables and stand in the portables all day, and they'd be like making fun of me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. What it was like, kind of like ESC classes, like, where he going? Look, he going in the portables. So you're trying to say that was like a insecurity issue with you, with like going to doing those type of things and all
Right.
that in those
The,
classes?
Even needing extra support and help educationally because the other kids made fun of it.
I think more so too, with especially, you see how we talking about with schooling and stuff. I just remember like feeling a real insecure a lot of times during like when everybody's together, lunch hour times and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? You see these groups of people and shit. You like, oh shit. You don't know if somebody gonna talk about you. You don't know why some people staring at you. All kind of little crazy weird shit. So yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I definitely used to feel it a lot in middle school and high school.
Right, right. And like you said, we both grew and found ways to adapt and accentuate strong qualities. But I'll tell you this one thing. Usually I got a bald head and usually I got on a hat. You know, today I don't
Yeah,
have a hat, my forehead bigger than ever. I grew out my hair a little bit just because I wanted to do so. And I did do it partly because I knew this video was coming, that we were
yeah.
going to do a video on this topic. Now, when I started going bald and my hairline started receding, um, this way I'm at now. So now,
Hey, I'm gonna get on you because you ain't going that far back. It was already kind of right there when you was like, I'm gonna start like right there. So
so it's just the hair missing, right?
yeah, I'm just messing with you though.
Yeah. Naturally, once I saw that and my barber tried to put spray on my head, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll go bald. And I did quickly get comfortable with being bald. But I'm like, is that insecurity? Because I felt like it was natural for me to just go bald. But is that natural? Because at a different point in history, in the late 80s, early 90s, men used to wear their bald spots regularly.
Actually, it's like a thing. I just actually looked at something where they were saying like men who like were balding,
Mm,
that usually happened to a lot of, like, it's a genetic thing carried on throughout time where a lot of the warriors, they shit were bald, like either in the back on the top crown or in the front because of the helmets and stuff. And
mm.
their beards, a lot of warriors used to have thick beards and shit, like their hair will start growing more facial wise.
And it was crazy because yesterday I took my daughter, it was her birthday. We went to the theme park and it was custom
Yeah.
take off my hat. So I just walked around without it. And I did feel uncomfortable because I just went and used to be in a public with a bald spot, you know. But I was like, that's crazy. But I always get on women for like not wearing their natural hair and this and that. I know this kind of different, but
But it's like, I guess so. More so, insecurity really doesn't come from like within. A lot of times it's just from the public's opinion on us, like how we might view it and all that and stuff. So that's something I had to grow out of because I used to feel that way a lot. I'm already kind of see myself as an introvert. So it's
mm,
like just being amongst a bunch of people sometimes used to have me feeling a sort of way. But like, I feel like it's also something you grow out of, just like what you say with your hair. I mean, you knew it was coming, you could see it slowly getting it, but eventually you kind of just own it. You feel me? Like, hey, it's me. It is what it is. I'm gonna just run with it, and how I don't care what people think. It's like you can't escape that you're balding. You get what I'm saying? So it's like just embrace it and try to, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel with fighting insecurity. I
mm,
should say, just embrace it. Some of your insecurities, and if you can change it, change it.
right. And that's a valid point. I totally agree. I think it's time for most people to get to that point. Like you say, we embrace it, we accept what's, and we just adapt. It's time for people to stop acting. Depression been one of the main selling medications, antidepressants, those types of medications.
Yeah,
I'm not saying insecurities is all of blame. There's also biological factors that make you more susceptible. There's traumatic events, there's social media, medical conditions, all types of stuff can make you depressed, but it does correlate with insecurities.
I think social media plays a big part in depression and all that, and people seeking to get pills. You really don't need it. Not everyone needs it. You know what I'm saying? Some
Mhm.
people could just look within themselves. Take time to see your fault. I always say try to find a source of something. And once you can find the source of it, you can get through that problem or plan. You feel me? But you gotta find the source of what's bothering you or where the insecurity lies. You
Right.
feel,
And
instead of just depending on pills and thinking, okay, this will help. You know what I'm saying? This will help with my depression and insecurity issues and stuff
right.
like that.
And it could
A
be
lot of times, it's just, all it's doing is just suppressing it. It's not going away.
right. And it ain't all it's friends, it's family can cause insecurities. But like you say, with social media and maybe TV, it's like we see the most physically beautiful people. We see the most funniest, wealthiest, talented, smartest. We get exposed to all of that on social media and TV. And it's like we compare in all these different areas, but you're looking at other people's highlights, you know. So
Yeah.
definitely got to be careful with that. Now, how do you overcome all of these insecurities overall? We already gave you a couple things. We gave you just adapting, growing, and becoming more content with like your insecurities or your flaws that you see you have and work around them. But I think aside from getting the mind, body, and spirit connected, because that's number one, it's like we also have to just compete with ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Don't compete with friends. Don't compete with family. Don't compete with your neighbor. Don't compete with coworkers. Compete with self. And when you're going for a purpose, when you're getting in your best health, when you challenging your mental to expand, when you're growing spiritually, you have nothing but time for purpose and impacting others in a positive way. So I
No,
think
you right.
the way to get over insecurities is compete with yourself on a daily basis. Stop worried about what other people got.
So what about insecurities within a relationship?
That's a whole different topic.
Like physically, the physical insecurities as well can affect your relationships. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
You don't think you enough at times and all that. Maybe you did look a certain way and now your body has changed. I think a lot of women might experience that more. You get what I'm saying? Than
right.
men. But yeah, it's definitely
Yeah, I mean it's connected. So, like it's connected for sure, and we dive in that too. I mean, the worst thing to do though, and we touched on that a little bit, is competing with people that you just see from afar, that you never get to be in their presence or smell. You know, like entertainers, because
yeah.
people also compare themselves to entertainers. But with entertainers, you got to keep in mind, yeah, these are great people, but they have makeup artists, they have stylists, they have producers, they have professional editors, they have camera crews, they have numerous surgeries sometimes, and a lot of them have public relations staff to tell them, you know, what they can and can't say. And I just say that to say and reiterate, do you, you know, some of this stuff we see is smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying?
But
Every
I mean, we can say that that is them doing them. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? They're that's how they battle their insecurities is dressing that shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Even think about that, but yeah,
Because I think everyone at some point in time has been insecure. Everybody has felt it in some form or fashion.
we talked about, you know, social media and even how kind of on there we don't want to put negative. We always see people highlight. Sometimes they talk about bad things, and then you be like, "Why they putting that on there?" You know. So
Yeah.
you, but that's the contrast. It's like social media is a bunch of smiley face mixed with drama, and in real life we got a bunch of sad faces with depression meds. You know, and it's just the reason like we got to be more honest.
A lot of that shit be just what you said earlier, like it just be kind of they be masking that shit, dude. They be masking their insecurities on social media, making their life seem so glamorous, or they look like, you know what I'm saying, like I always look like this all the time and stuff, and it's like, come on now, all you're doing is truly masking your insecurities. And then now you making other people. It's kind of like people fall into a trap now, because now they might feel like, well, shit, I can just do that, and you know what I'm saying. When it's like that's not you're not really finding, like I said, the source of it. You kind of just covering it up, you patching it up, just like depression pills and stuff. Like it's not gonna go away unless you really figure out yourself, figure out where is this depression or insecurities are coming from, the source of it. So
Right.
I think what people need to do is just like what you say, man. Stop giving a fuck about everybody's opinion and stuff, and just do you, be
Exactly.
you, and embrace it. And if you don't like something and it can be changed, change it. You know what I'm saying? Try to change it. And if that don't make you feel better, then it's probably something deeper within you.
Exactly. Yeah. At the end of the day, we all got to be more comfortable in our own skin.
Yeah.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. The Knowledge Trap, my boy Moo, Brother Z, also Wise Counsel, Holistic Health and Fitness.
All of that.
All of that. Be the best you, focus on purpose, and impacting others in a positive way. And you can't go wrong. Appreciate you, my boy.
All right, bro.
For sure.